All right. I'm gonna have to start standing here. So many of you want to get in the alcove there, be close to you guys, but you can hear me better. That way I can see everybody better. You know where we are. Of course you do. In the book of Proverbs, and we're in chapter 11, and we're down to verse 14. And I'm going to read that to you, and we'll pray in just a minute. Does anybody have something on your heart? Come on in, guys. Come on in. 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 Anybody have something on your heart that you need to share before we start today? Everybody good? All right, Proverbs. We're in that section of Proverbs. I don't know if you remember me talking about this or not. The first, I guess, 10 chapters, girls, first 10 chapters of Proverbs are are in sections that you may have to read quite a few verses before you understand. You know, it's kind of a paragraph or two, maybe, of instruction. But when you get to chapter 11 on through, it gets to be almost every verse is a new thought. Almost every verse is a new thought, and it's just kind of exciting. Come over here. Come over here, Abby. Come over here. I want to see you better. You're not looking at me. I want you to look at me, sweetheart. It's really important. Okay, it's God's word. So the first, look at me, Abby. Pay attention. The first part of Proverbs focuses on larger sections, verses. But then when you get to chapter 11, all of a sudden, God starts giving us little punches. Just here's a verse. Here's sometimes a couple of verses. And they're real powerful. A lot of truth just packed into one little verse. Billy Graham's association, I always had great love and admiration for the Billy Graham Association. He was a great preacher in the 20th century. They recommended to everybody in the nation that you read 5 Psalms every day and 1 chapter of Proverbs every day, and that would get you through the book of Psalms in a month. There are 150 Psalms, so if you read 5 of them every day, it's 30 days, you'll have 150 of them. And there's 31 Proverbs, chapters of Proverbs. And I always admired them, and that's not a bad thing for people to do. But when you get to chapter 11 of Proverbs, to read a chapter a day is just overwhelming. There's too much there. There's too much truth in it, and you can't really absorb it very well. So I encourage people to slow down. My wife and I used to read through. We need to start it again. For years, we'd read through Proverbs maybe 3 or 4 verses a day at the most, because there's just so much there. Okay, so we're doing basically 1 verse in here at a time. So in verse 14 of Proverbs chapter 11, he says this. This is so important, guys. Learn this from God. This is God's word. Where there is no guidance, the people fall. But in abundance of counselors, there's victory. Where there is no guidance, the people fall. But in abundance of counselors, there's victory. Where there is no guidance, the people fall. But in abundance of counselors, there's victory. What's a counselor? What's he mean by, what do you think he's talking about here? What's a counselor? Any idea? You thought about that? What's a counselor? Don't have any clue? Okay, he could have said, have you ever heard of somebody says, I need wise counsel on this issue before I make a decision? Have you ever heard anybody say that? I need wise counsel? What do you think they mean by that? Counsel. They need counsel. Right? Maybe you'd use the word advice. I need some good advice. God calls it counsel. You need somebody to help you think. Counsel is when you go to somebody and say, I got a decision to make. Help me make a good decision. I want to make a good decision. You know what? A lot of people are afraid to do that. A lot of people are too proud to do that. You know what I mean by that? They think, well, if I ask for help, I'm going to look weak. I'll just make a decision. I know what I'm doing. I'm smart enough. I can make a decision for myself. I don't need anybody telling me what to do. I'll decide what to do. And God says you're a fool if you think like that. That's what God says. Wise people get counsel. Wise people realize I'm not going to make very good decisions by myself. It's not because you're young. Listen, Satan will tempt you right here, guys. Are you listening to me? Satan will tempt you here. At your age, he will want you to think you're smart enough to make decisions for yourself. You don't need anybody telling you what to do, but you're not. But listen, here's the news. I'm not either. I'm 77 years old. I'm still not smart enough to make my own decisions. I need counsel. I need wisdom. So when I have to make a decision, a tough decision, I ask people that that believe love the Lord, people that I believe are wise, people I believe who've prayed a lot in their lives, people I believe who know God's word. I say, help me think. I need to make a decision. Help me make the right decision. Guys, you need to do that. Who are some counselors? By that I mean good advisors, people who can give you wisdom. Who are good counselors? I don't mean a specific name, but the type of people. Who are good counselors for you? Yes, therapists might be. It depends on whether they're godly or not. Some therapists are not godly, but some of them are good Christian people, and they'll help you make good decisions. Even non-Christians can sometimes go by God's principles and help you, but a therapist can. Who else can? Who can help you? Wise teachers. Hopefully you've got some wise teachers. Ask them for counsel. Ask them for wisdom. Say, you can say, help me pray about this. So that's a good way to ask for counsel. Help me pray about this. I need some help. Who else? Who else could be good counselors for you? Yes, parents. Yeah, a lot of kids feel like my parents are so stupid. They don't know anything. They know more than you think. When you get to be in your 20s and 30s, you'll start saying, my parents are smarter than I thought they were. Yeah, it's a very common thing to happen. You think they're stupid when you're growing up, and then when you get to be an adult, you think, whoa, you're really pretty smart. Yeah, your parents, and probably for most of you, nobody in the world cares more about you making a right decision, a decision that won't backfire, a decision that you won't regret, than your parents. They want to help you. They're good counselors. Most of the time, they're your best counselors. Anybody else come to mind? God, ask God. Yeah, pray about things. Ask God for wisdom. God says, if you need wisdom, ask me for it. I'll give it to you. Who else? Anything else come to mind? You need to go to church? You got anybody at church that might help? Maybe. Well, yeah, Christian teachers, youth leaders, pastors, just older people in the church that might be your friends. You might feel like I like this person. I think they love God. They might be good counselors for you. Where there is no guidance, the people fall. God says people will make bad decisions. God created us that way. He didn't make us to be lone rangers. You know what a lone ranger is? Lone ranger, I can do it by myself. I don't need any help. God didn't make us like that. He made us to need each other. He made us to need counsel. He made us to need help. All of us, not just kids, all of us. We need good counsel. Where there is no guidance, the people fall. But an abundance of counselors, not just one or two, abundance means a lot. Get a lot of counselors around you. There is victory or safety. Another word for that is deliverance in the Hebrew. Okay? Anything you want to add before I pray? Everybody good? All right, let's pray. And Olivia, Abby, not Olivia. Abby, I'm going to talk to you before we go to class, okay? Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for all your blessings. You are so good to us so much of the time. Lord, please don't let us have bad attitudes. Don't let us have ugly spirits. Don't let us have rebellious spirits. Help us to believe your word and drink in your word and love your word and treasure your word. And Lord, thank you so much for reminding us that when we don't get good counsel, we're going to fall. We're going to make some bad mistakes. We're going to live to regret it. But Lord, thank you that when we take advantage of godly counselors, godly teachers, godly parents, godly Christians and friends and purge, godly youth leaders, godly pastors. Lord, when we take advantage of godly people to get wisdom, you help us find safety, and you help us make good decisions, and you help us make sure we don't look back with too much regret. So Lord, please don't let us be arrogant. Don't let us be self-sufficient. Don't let us think other people are stupid. Help us, Lord, to grow stronger in you and trusting you, submission to you, getting wisdom from your word. Thank you so much, Lord. You've given us an awesome passage this morning, Lord. So important. Help us to take you seriously, to walk with you, to give you lots of praise and thanksgiving. And let us today bring you honor. Help us not to be so self-centered. Help us to bring you honor and bring you glory and bring you praise and worship you well and walk with you today. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. God bless you guys. Have a blessed and good day. Stay in the battle.